What is wonderful about your life? How can you be happier right now? And what even is happiness? Well, those are some of the questions that I want to get to in this podcast. In this episode, I want to introduce myself and tell you a bit what I'm trying to achieve with this podcast. So let's talk about that in a second. If you're interested in getting one-on-one sessions using cognitive behavioral techniques, stay listening to the end so I can tell you about how to get them cheaply. So let's get into it.
This is a beautiful thought.
Welcome, travelers and seekers, wanderers and mystics. Welcome to you. Welcome to A Beautiful Thought. I want to tell you what I'm trying to do with this project and trying to establish myself as someone credible to talk about happiness. The reason I'm doing this is because I like being happy, and I think a lot of people out there could stand to be more happy. I think I can provide some insight on how to do that. Now, it's difficult to establish myself as, or establish anybody as somebody credible to talk about happiness, but I'll try to do that so you have some idea of why you should trust me, or at least why you should listen to me in the first place. A few years ago, I went to Thailand and I went to the temple, Tam Krabok, and I practiced meditation there with a friend of mine who prefers to go unnamed. And every day he would teach us a different meditation technique. And in those days, it really opened my eyes to what meditation can be. Before that, I had this very fixed idea. Even though I practiced meditation in some form on and off for years, I learned a lot through those experiences. And I started to learn how to look at my own mind. And later I took this retreat, or it's called this Shaktipat session, or Shaktipat, like a one-day retreat with the Siddha Yoga School. And after that, I thought, okay, I guess I'm going to put these techniques into practice, or explore what this could mean, explore my own being, and ask what's going in there, and try to use it to become more happy. And so I went to Portugal for a month or a month and a half, and I went out to a cottage in the middle of nowhere in this town of about 50 people called Cava in Castelo Branco. And I tried to sit there for eventually I was sitting for around 6 hours a day, meditating on happiness and trying to figure out what was going on within me and how I could be more consistently happy. And since then, I just keep learning more and more. Like I said, it's difficult to establish myself with credibility on this subject. My credibility is that I've looked inside. That's the only credibility that I can give you. And so I want to tell people about what's going on inside and about the nature of sadness and the nature of happiness. My intention with this podcast is to tell people about things that they can notice in their lives that are already wonderful. Hence the tagline, how your life is already wonderful. So, in a sense, meditation is directed attention. And my goal is to direct your attention towards certain parts of your experience so you can see which ones are perhaps more worthy of your attention, the ones that are going to help you provide this lubricant that'll let you slide right into joy. That's the highest ideal of what I'm trying to do here. So I hope you're going to come along with me. At the same time, I'm going to be releasing interviews. So here's the schedule. It's like Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Mexican time. Monday through Thursday, I'll release episodes that are just short episodes, like 5 to 10 minutes, telling you something that you can focus on, or this little provocation, something you can meditate on to bring out something wonderful in your life. On Friday, every Friday, I'll be releasing interview episodes. And the idea with these is I talk to somebody and ask about their struggle and try to reveal the hero's journey that they've gone through. So, for example, one of the first ones that I'm going to put out with my buddy Luis Fernando Mises, who's the shaman with guns, a man with a lot of spiritual experience conducting ceremonies and other things, and also a man who has a great positive spirit, and ask him about his struggle moving to the United States and his struggle with his father dying and what he learned from it. So with the hero's journey, of course, a person goes through this struggle and eventually they emerge from the cave with an elixir, which is something valuable to them and also valuable to society, which actually has the potential to transform themselves and to transform society. So that is what I'm trying to achieve here, to try to increase the net amount of happiness in the world. So I hope you will come along with me. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I'll talk to you soon.
A beautiful thought.
Really quick, I'll tell you about the cognitive behavioral sessions. So I'm giving this type of coaching to people so they can better understand, look at their own emotions and their own beliefs, how their beliefs affect their emotions and their actions, and how we can move them into something that is more in alignment with their goals and their values, leading to greater levels of fulfillment. So I'm giving these coaching sessions. You can check it out. Go on the website, beautifulpodcast.com. At the top, you see where it says CBT sessions. Just $6 an hour, this introductory rate. A lot of people charge more than $100 an hour for these type of techniques. With me, for now, $6 an hour. So check that out. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day.
Everybody wanna feel like me.